calling from LA, Los Angeles, California right now. So it's 1 a.m. my time, but I'm excited to be pulling a late night with you guys and sharing with you everything that our team has been building with Telefuel. As I've described to those of you that have been waiting on the line with me, what we're going to do today is give you just a really brief background of why we're building Telefuel, and then we'll actually show you the product, walk you through the features, answer some frequently asked questions, and then actually give you access to the Telefuel beta so you can download it yourself and start using it and start playing with it today. And then last but not least there, we'll shift gears and take any questions that any of you might have that weren't answered during the presentation. And so if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat during the presentation. My business partner, Matt, is in the presentation with us, so he can chime in and take any questions if I don't see them. And then at the end of the presentation, we'll turn the tables and you guys will be able to ask any questions that aren't answered during the presentation. So if that all sounds good, we're going to go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to share my screen with you, and then we will get going. So here we go. So with Telefuel, we're going to show you how you can unlock the full potential of Telegram with our professional Telegram messaging app for power users. Really quickly, some brief background about why we're doing this, how we came to the idea. About a year and a half ago, Matt, my business partner Matt, and I started chainfuel.com. Chainfuel was a marketing and community management services business that was primarily serving clients in the cryptocurrency and the blockchain space. And that led us to working a lot hands-on with Telegram. We were managing communities in Telegram. Some of the communities were up in the thousands or tens of thousands of people. We were doing business development and sales in Telegram. We were communicating with our teams internally. And so we felt firsthand this pain that was that a lot of you experienced, and that is that Telegram is very unorganized. After doing community management services for a while, we started to develop best practices for how you should manage communities on Telegram. We turned everything that we learned, we built a philosophy around how businesses should use Telegram to get the most out of Telegram. And so we created this book called, let me see if I can close this. We created this book called The 7 Pillars of Telegram Community Management. You can grab that at chainfuel.com/pillars. All the while thinking extremely deeply about how businesses and crypto projects and small businesses can best leverage Telegram to become successful and to grow and to manage their customers and to manage their communities on the platform. After doing the services and creating the ebook, we started to look into building tools for Telegram, and our first tool was called Chainfuel again, and it's a Telegram analytics, anti-spam, and engagement tool. It includes CRM, scheduled messages, and a bunch of other tools that Telegram group owners need in order to manage successful communities on Telegram. And this was decently successful. Today, around 1,000 groups are using Chainfuel in their groups. But even as we brought Chainfuel to market, we recognized that we were still experiencing this pain of using Telegram in a way that it wasn't exactly designed for. And I've hinted at that before, and we'll talk more about that as we go on into the presentation. But first, we have to say that in all of these experiences, we, like you guys, we've come to really appreciate Telegram on a very deep level. Telegram gives us a lot of everything that we want in a messaging app. So it's got amazing features. Anybody that's following along knows that Telegram is consistently more than WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger or Line or Viber or anything. Telegram is consistently coming up with new features that are delighting us, whether that's animated emojis or, slowing down chat messages in groups or reminders or animations and animated GIFs. Telegram's features are second to none. Telegram's privacy is also, in a day and age where, Facebook and Instagram are selling your data or selling access to your attention and your awareness and your eyeballs. Telegram's focus on privacy really draws us to the network. Telegram's speed, the fact that it's cross-platform, the philosophy that it's built with, the existing community and the network that's on Telegram are all reasons that we love it. And also, as I alluded to earlier, the fact that it's not owned by Facebook, and the fact that it's not in the hands of this company that just proves to abuse our data time and again. It's just all the reasons that we love Telegram and we want to embrace it. So we're not with Team Zuckerberg. We're here with dreamy Team Durov. So the Durovs have led us to the promised land, and we want to support that as much as possible. But the problem that we feel is that the official Telegram clients, they're not designed for professional users or power users. They're designed for mainstream consumers. So all of our groups, our channels, our direct messages, they're jumbled together and they're sorted by the date of last update. And Telegram limits us to just 5 pinned chats at a time. And what this leads to is it's extremely hard to organize and sort and categorize our chats. This is a common problem for a lot of Telegram users is how do they keep up with all the Telegram group chats that they're in? How do they keep up with all the unread messages and unread mentions? It's extremely, extremely hard. And this is actually by design. Telegram, this is from Telegram's own feature philosophy documentation. And they say that they're not building their messenger app to please individuals. It's a mass market messenger. They are catering to the masses. And so this means two things. Any new feature that they think about has to be useful to 5% of the users, but ideally 50% of the users. And any feature must be useful 5% of the time, and ideally 50% of the time is better. So with hundreds of millions of people using Telegram, any new feature that they build has to appeal to tens of millions of people around the world. And what that means is, if you're on this webinar right now, that means you are by definition, you're a power user. You're using Telegram in a way that you're trying to get more from it, whether that's professionally in your business or externally, with business development or sales, or you're just, in tons of communities doing community management, whatever it is, you're using Telegram more than the average mainstream consumer. And so Telegram is openly sharing that they're not actually building for you. But luckily for us, Telegram is also extremely open. Unlike Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or any of these other social platforms, WhatsApp, you name it, Telegram provides an open API, and they encourage third-party developers like us to build new chat clients that serve professionals or power users or any other niche use cases just like yourself. So the solution that we've come up with that we realize is similar to Slack. Many of you are familiar with Slack. It's a business messaging app. It includes channels like this so that you can, if you're working with a team, you don't want to just have one big group where everybody's one chat room. You want to break it down so that you have multiple chat rooms so you can have more focused discussions. Now, this is a great way to do this, except the problem with Slack, and the reason we don't use Slack instead of Telegram, is that Slack is not an open network. Slack, you can't message people outside of your organization on Slack. You can do shared channels and stuff, and they're making it so that you can start to kind of communicate between organizations, but really you can't put your Slack handle on your business card and have people message you on Slack. It's not an open, the network is not open. And so that's why Telegram dominates over Slack for this use case. Discord also has a similar correct idea, and that is this idea of servers, multiple servers with multiple channels inside the server. But Discord doesn't have the expectations of privacy, and Discord also doesn't have the existing network effect that Telegram does. So if you're already embedded in Telegram, you have a lot of people that you know already on Telegram, that's a reason to stay in the Telegram network. So best case scenario, we can combine what Slack or Discord gives us with this multi-channel paradigm with the Telegram network and all the things that we love about Telegram without giving it up, without giving up the network. So the solution that we've designed and that we're happy to share with you today is Telefuel. It's Telegram for power users. And now we're going to shift into the demo and show you exactly what this looks like. So I'm going to close these and come here. So here we go. So this is Telefuel. As you can see here, this is the Telefuel home screen. It looks a lot like Telegram. All of my chats are here. So this is the home screen where all of my chats that I after I log in for the first time, I log in with my Telegram account, and all of my chats are pulled into Telefuel, and I can see everything displayed here for me. Once I have all my chats here, then I can start to create different, we call these workspaces. You can think of them basically as like chat folders. And I've already configured a few chat folders here, and this is something that you can customize on your own. But I'll walk you through a few examples of how I've organized a few workspaces, and then some of the other productivity features that are available inside Telefuel. So here, as you can imagine, inside Telefuel, we're not using Slack for internal communication. We've completely replaced Slack with Telegram at first, and now Telefuel. So here I have individual chats for different parts of my organization. So we have our leadership chat, our development chat, our product chat, design, sales, and business development. Each of these are just different Telegram groups that I've pinned in place here. And then I can access them easily by going to this workspace. Right next to my internal chats, I also have some external chats here. And these are things that you can't really do with Slack. So here I have an external community. There's 119 people in our Telefuel, in our Telegram community for Telefuel. And I'm able to add this group into my Telefuel workspace without these 119 people having to join, a Slack, my Slack instance, for example. We have a Telegram or Telefuel beta community here. We have our Telefuel investor community here. So it's a great way for me to basically pin different Telegram groups or announcements or direct messages all into a shared workspace here. So if it's all relevant to Telefuel, I can keep it all in one place. Then when we have conversations with external partners, so here we have conversations, for example, with like Binance Labs or EOS or with Teller.io, we can create these smaller groups with, maybe 8 or 3 or 5 people, just doing business development or customer support. And I can pin that here in the workspace as well. And so I can start to create a folder of relevant, related conversations, a folder of relevant Telegram messages, and bring all the Telegram messages together into this workspace. So this is an example of how you can use Telefuel to enhance your internal company communication through Telegram. Another example is for business development or for sales. So a lot of you might be using Telegram to manage your sales pipelines, to manage business development, or to manage your publicity and PR outreach. And you might be familiar with sales pipelines or using a CRM tool. And if you look at these different chat folders here, I can actually name these chat folders anything I want. I can create new chat folders or edit the existing ones, and I can change their name. Oops. I can change this name to be, new leads. And then I can add chats to it either by searching for new chats, or once I have a chat here, I can drag it into each new folder. So here I have new leads, people that I'm trying to reach, people that I'm in contact with, people that I've scheduled conversations with, and people that I've onboarded. So these are different stages of my business development or sales pipeline. And what's beautiful about this setup is that as soon as I have a conversation with someone, or if I want to have a conversation with someone, I can just click on their chat, have the conversation here, and then as soon as I've moved them into the next stage, I can just move them down here into in contact. And so this is a really great way for me to organize and manage the sales and business development conversations that I'm having on Telegram. If you can imagine trying to manage this, I can fire up my old Telegram here. To Telegram is great, but it doesn't offer any of these organization features. So imagine going from this, this view where all of my chats and groups and direct messages and announcements are just jumbled together, into this view. It really powerfully extends the utility, how useful Telegram is for me. Like, since I've been using Telefuel, I've been able to use Telegram in new, more powerful ways. And this CRM, so for internal conversations and for CRM and for managing sales and business development, Telefuel has meaningfully changed the way that I can use Telegram more efficiently, faster, more streamlined. So those are two examples. And then the last examples I'll give here are examples of community workspaces that I've set up. So here there is a community of developers, a community of developer chats called the devs.network. It's a developer community that lives on Telegram. Now, if this was a Discord or a Slack channel, this would be one Discord or Slack server with 18 different channels. Instead, they link out to 18 different Telegram groups, and you have to join all these groups individually. So they have to share 18 different join links. And then if you want to join the JavaScript link, the JavaScript community, you have to click on this and join. And then you also want to join the devs chat, click on this and join. And so it's very inefficient if you want to create a community that has multiple channels like Discord or Slack. You should do that on Telegram because it creates more focused discussions, but it's very difficult and slow and hard to do that on Telegram to date. To what you can do today now is I've gone ahead and I've actually created a workspace here for the devs, and I have all of the dev community chats already configured here. So I have my machine learning chat here, my design chat here, for all my programming languages going down here. I have all their announcement channels up here. So their hiring channel, their humor channel, their general announcements channel. And so all of my community chats are here. Same thing with Binance or any other community that you're managing. If any of you are part of crypto or blockchain projects, and you have, maybe right now you just have one huge, general Telegram group. Well, what you can do going forward is actually create multiple Telegram groups. So you have one for, like Binance, they have one for announcements, one for English, one for their decentralized exchange, one for their academy, one for their research group, and then a bunch for different languages. And here I've set up a Binance workspace, and I've been able to pin all of the Binance chats into place. And so these community chats are a great way for me to bring all these relevant chats again together under one workspace and to keep it more organized. I can always go back to the first home tab here and see my regular view with all my chats sorted by the date of last update. But now I can start to go through and see all my relevant chats as needed. I can set this up for anything. I can set up personal friends and family workspaces. I can set up workspaces for publishers or influencers that I want to follow. And it's just a way for me to get a much more organized and streamlined workflow around Telegram. I'll just show you a few more key features that we've developed that are extremely helpful that some our customers know and love. So here, for example, you can start to see that I have a bunch of unread messages that are built up. Sometimes in the morning I'll wake up and there'll be 10 or 15 different chats that need my attention, but they're all scattered throughout this list. Now we have unread messages and unread mentions filters. So here I can filter by unread messages. Oh, let's see here. Filter by unread messages, and then it just brings all of my unread messages to the front here. So I can go in here and see what Matt says here, go in here, see what I have here, and I can easily go through each of these and see which are the unread messages that need my attention. Same is true for unread mentions. I don't have any right now, so I can't demo it, but this is a great way for you to stay on top of your unread messages or unread mentions so that you don't miss an important message ever again. Another key feature we have here are keyboard shortcuts. So for the power users and for the developers and for the gamers, you know how powerful it can be to have all of the key features and functions at your fingertips. So you can really quickly with Telefuel, you can toggle between workspaces. You can jump to the next chats. You can jump to unread messages. You can edit or reply to previous chats. You can highlight chats, all using keyboard shortcuts. So you don't have to waste any time, and you can start to navigate your Telegram workflow much more efficiently. Last but not least for now, we have for the dark mode fans out there, for those of you that are working late into the night and you don't want to hurt your eyes, we have dark mode, which will let you, take the strain off your eyes as you work late into the night. So dark mode is in right now, and a lot of our power users using Telefuel are big fans of the dark mode. So we have that for you as well. And so that is where Telefuel is today. We're going to pop back into our presentation here, where I will address some frequently asked questions, talk about pricing really quickly, and show you the feature roadmap before giving you the download link and letting you play with the app for yourselves. But first, to the most frequently asked questions among the Telegram community, what drew us personally, myself, my business partner, my team, what drew us all to Telegram was its focus and consciousness about data privacy and data security. And that's something that we don't take lightly. That's something that we take extremely seriously. And just so you know, we never see, touch, or store your messages or chats. You can think of Telefuel as kind of like a web browser, a privacy-focused web browser where data flows through the client directly to Telegram servers without ever touching Telefuel servers. All we store as Telefuel are configuration and workspace data. So data around your workspaces, the workspace name, the workspace color, what folders you have in your workspaces, what chats are in your workspaces, whether or not you have dark mode turned on or off. Those are the only kinds of data that we store on our servers, data that's essential for us to deliver the product to you. Other than that, we don't see, touch, or store your messages or chats at all. There's no way for us to ever see them or pull them or anything along those lines. The next frequently asked question is pricing. Telefuel is free for up to 3 workspaces or up to 12 chats per workspace. We charge on an individual basis. We don't charge as teams. It's not like Slack where you pay for a company. It's more like an individual tool, something like Spotify or Dropbox that you pay for yourself. And so it's free for up to 3 workspaces or up to 12 chats per workspace, and with no unread message or unread mention filters. Excuse me. And then it's $10 a month for unlimited workspace, unlimited chats per workspace, and the unread messages and unread mention filters. So free or $10 a month. And with that, we invite you guys to go ahead and download the apps. Let me see, I can actually copy this here, and where is my chat? Matt, if you could drop this in the chat. Where's my chat window? There we go. To all panelists and attendees. So I just dropped this in the chat, but it's telefuel.com/downloads, where you can all go right now and download the different clients that we have. For right now, we're available on Mac, Windows, and Linux. Right now we're only on desktop. There is also a web link you can get at beta.telefuel.com, but we really recommend the desktop downloads. For those of you that are looking for mobile, we are hiring right now for mobile development, and we hope to have mobile out in the next 2 months. But we're building quickly towards that. We know that mobile is necessary, and it's a central part of a professional toolkit. So we're building mobile very shortly. But for now, you can access all the downloads at telefuel.com/downloads. Oops, let me see here. Another frequently asked question we get is the feature roadmap. So we have iPhone and Android apps that are coming soon. Next, we'll have community workspaces and project and company workspaces. These are going to be workspaces that you can configure and then share with other people. So I showed you examples of the Telefuel internal chats or of the Binance or the Devs network community chats. Right now, when you create these workspaces, it's kind of like single player mode. You're building them for yourself, like you're organizing your own view. But very shortly, what we're going to offer is the ability to share those views with other people. So whether that's people in your team, these are private workspaces that you want to share privately with your team, and so they can really quickly get onboarded into your Telegram groups. Or if you want to share them publicly with your community, like Binance or like the Devs network, you can start to share these workspaces with other people and grow your communities faster that way. We are also working towards getting to feature parity with Telegram so that you can see all the features that you already know and love inside Telegram. We will match that in Telefuel very shortly over time. And last but not least, we wanted to start to implement integrations. So much like Slack, and you have a lot of productivity integrations that make Slack more useful for you as a collaboration tool. We want to start building those into Telegram and into Telefuel. And so you're going to start seeing more integrations being offered down the line as well. So again, for anybody on this webinar, go ahead and download this. You can go to telefuel.com/downloads and start using the app today. And that's all for today. Again, hit the download link at telefuel.com/downloads. You can join the private beta community. If those of you that are already in our broad Telefuel community, you can join us there. But this is the private community for exclusively for beta users. You can join it at telefuel.com/beta. And that is everything. That wraps up the presentation that we have prepared for you. We're extremely, again, excited to be building for you. Excited to finally be sharing this with you publicly. And now I am open to any questions. If anybody has any lingering questions, just let me know. And other than that, you can find myself, my business partner, Matt, our developer Frederick, and our customer success team member Sungho, all in the chat. So cool. Lex, yeah, would be great to see if there's a partnership or integration down the road. Feel free to shoot me a message in the community. So there's, let me see here. So we have the broad community is t.me/telefuel, and we have the private beta community at telefuel.com/beta. Anybody, if you have questions that you want to ask me individually, you can just reach me directly on Telefuel. That's my personal, is at AVT301. Colin asks if bulk pricing will be available. How big of a team are you looking for, Colin? Yeah, Deepak asks for the web version link for Telefuel. Sure,